This is episode 34 of Album Rankings, and now I get to rank 10 of the most underrated and underappreciated rock and metal albums of 1985. Once again, when you're done, you can go back and watch all the previous episodes in the Album Rankings playlist, which is in the description box. Here we go. In 10th place is The Last Command, the second studio album from the shock metal kings Wasp. I always thought that this was a much better album than their 1984 debut, mainly due to the standout tracks like Wild Child, Sex Drive, Widowmaker, and my personal favorite, Blind in Texas. I'm blind in Texas! This album was produced by Spencer Proffer, best known for producing Quiet Riot's 1983 smash hit record Metal Health. Since its release, it made the top 50 on the Billboard 200 and went gold. In 9th place is Power of the Night, the second record from the Florida-based hard rock act Sabotage. This one was produced by Max Norman, a producer who would go on to work with Ozzy Osbourne on Bark at the Moon and later Megadeth's Countdown to Extinction. While songs like Hard for Love and In the Dream were singles, the title track Power of the Night, a great song. One of my favorite Sabotage songs, by the way. But the album seemed to be controversial, mainly due to Atlantic Records having an issue with some of the sexual metaphors mentioned in Hard for Love and Skull Sessions. At least it's a better album than their next one, Fight for the Rock, in '86. But it's not as great as later albums like Hall of the Mountain King and Gutter Ballet. In 8th place is Midnight Dynamite, the third studio album from Kix, a hair band out of Baltimore, Maryland. This was before they had that one big hit off their next record, Blow My Fuse. Midnight Dynamite had 7 out of 10 songs co-written by Donnie Purnell, with songwriter Bob Halligan Jr., who wrote songs for Kiss, Judas Priest, and Blue Oyster Cult. Kip Winger, future Winger bassist and singer, is credited with co-writing a song, and Crack the Sky frontman John Palumbo was credited with co-writing 3 songs off this record. Midnight Dynamite had the standout songs Midnight Dynamite, Walking Away, Red Hot, Black and Blue, and Cold Shower. Never made it to the charts and no certification has been recorded, and is a very underrated Kix album, to be honest. In 7th place is a debut studio album from German heavy metal band Helloween called Walls of Jericho. I never heard any songs off this record, but from doing research on this one, it made it to the top 40 in Japan. Plus, it happens to be a cult favorite amongst power metal fans. Ride the Sky is like the best known track on this album. I'm probably going to miss out on others on this one, but hey, it's Helloween's first record. Give them a break, will ya? Number 6 is Fear No Evil, the second studio record from British heavy metal act Grim Reaper. What they did on this one was take it to another level following See You in Hell. However, it reached number 111 on the Billboard 200. I'd like to know if they reached the UK charts. I tried looking online and could not find anything. But be that as it may, Fear No Evil, Let the Thunder Roar, Never Coming Back, and Matter of Time were all standout tracks in my opinion. A very underrated album from Grim Reaper. Next. In 5th place is That's the Stuff, the second studio album from American rockers Autograph. This was the follow-up to their gold-selling debut Sign In Please. That's the Stuff only reached 92 on the Billboard 200. The standout tracks for this one were the singles That's the Stuff and Blondes in Black Cars. Quick story though. In 1986, a different version of this one came out, and the song Six String Fever was replaced by their cover of Grand Funk Railroad's We're an American Band. This record is what I call the sophomore jinx. In 4th place is 78,000 Degrees Fahrenheit, the second studio record from New Jersey-born rockers Bon Jovi. It's the only Bon Jovi record John Bon Jovi himself overlooks to this day, but despite all that, since its March 1985 release, the album spent 104 weeks on the Billboard 200. That's over 2 years, and went platinum. Only Lonely and In and Out of Love were the singles and the standout tracks. I'm not sure why John and company looked past this record, but it's best not to ask. In third place is Stay Hard, the fourth studio record from British heavy metal trio Raven. This was their first record that they made in the United States with Atlantic Records. This record had more of a glam metal commercial sound than they were accustomed to than the smash mouth in your face metal style they had on Raven albums prior to this. Stay Hard reached number 81 on the Billboard 200, and the only song that stood out for me was On and On. The song Hard Ride is a re-recording of the track from Raven's debut record, Rockin' Till You Drop. In second place is Long Way to Heaven, the fifth studio album from Canadian rockers Helix. While it went platinum in Canada and reached the top 30 in their home country, they failed to do so in the United States, even reaching 109 on the Billboard 200. However, they had some standout tracks like The Kids Are All Shakin', Long Way to Heaven, Ride the Rocket, and Deep Cuts the Knife. Very disappointed that this record was not as successful as Walking on the Razor's Edge. And the most underrated and unappreciated album of 1985, the first place, Without Love, the second studio album from the hair metal act Black and Blue, based out of Portland, Oregon, USA. And this one was produced by the legendary Bruce Fairbairn, who will go on to, for the next couple of years, produce multi-platinum albums for Bon Jovi and Aerosmith. Without Love features Loverboy's Mike Reno singing backing vocals on We Got the Fire. But one track that stood out was none other than Miss Mystery. However, I dig the other tracks, Rockin' on Heaven's Door, Without Love, and Stop the Lightning. A very underrated album indeed from Black and Blue. And guitarist Tommy Thayer, his guitar work is amazing on this album as well. Time for a quick recap. Even though this rankings list is my own personal picks, I'm pretty certain you will all beg to differ in the comments, which I can expect. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please feel free to do so, and then check out my previous album rankings episode, as the playlist is in the description box.